Hey, what's up you guys? It's going to be the top 15 brands of men's clothing you can resell on eBay and Poshmark for profit. I know a lot of you sell women's clothing, but I wanted to give the option of learning some men's brands that I have sold over the years that are still very, very good to sell for great profits. Let's go check them out. Yeah, everybody, welcome into the channel. I want to talk to you about men's brands because everybody seems to focus on women's brands, but I've done so well on men's brands. And even if you don't know men's brands, they're a lot easier to list than women's clothes and they get a lot less returns. That's just factual. Sorry, ladies. It is. I apologize. Women seem to be more pickier about measurements and it's harder in your body styles and all that sort of thing. So men's, typically we know what we wear. We buy an extra large, we buy a large, we buy whatever, and it fits and we're good and we don't really complain about it as much. It's just kind of the way it works. It's okay though, women. I understand. But that makes it easier on us as sellers to sell men's clothes because less worry about returns, less return percentage, and a lot less measurements, a lot less prep work, a lot less questions. So without further ado, we're going to jump on over and take a look at all 15 of these brands with screenshots, with some solds and actives, and hopefully you guys can make a list, mark it down, and make some money on this stuff. Okay, number one is Robert Graham, and of course it's got to be number one. It is my favorite brand of button-up shirts. They sell a lot of different limited editions, regulars, crazy designs, striped, solid, plain, all over the place. But these shirts, even for the cheapest ones and a decent size, used, are generally around $25 to $30 and up. That's about the lowest you can expect to get. So when you're buying a shirt, if you're finding these at thrift stores or garage sales, whatever, for $3, $5, even $7, and you know you're gonna get 25 to 30 minimum and probably more likely 40, 50, $60. And if you can find a rare one up to 100 or more, that's an easy no-brainer, like $5 into $30 all day long. And they sell very, very quickly. Here's 1,800 sold. If we scroll down, you always want to look for the crazier designs. Obviously, X large, 2X, 3X are your best bets. I don't know if they make 3X, actually. I know they make 2X. I haven't seen a 3X personally. They probably do, though. But you want to look for crazy designs, bigger sizes, and if you can get the limited edition ones, those are absolutely money. So you can see this little square design. It's crazy, but it's not really, really crazy. They're known for their flip cuffs, which you can see here as I zoom up. This isn't insanely crazy. It's for Robert Graham, it's just normal every day. It might be crazy for most people, but this one was up for 30 with 8 shipping, 38. So even if they took like 25, they still got $33 for this shirt. You can see a solid one was up for like 34 all in, 34 and change. They probably got about 26, 28 for this. Striped ones generally do about the 20, mid 20s. But if we scroll down, you can see this one. Look, this Robert Graham Rare Chameleon Palm Tree. Look at this thing. It was up for $150 plus 8. Even if they took a $100 offer on that, $108 shirt that you might have picked up for $10, right? The polo shirts do not do as well. Do not bother with the polo shirts too much. Usually they're 15 to 20 bucks. It's the button downs and flip cuffs that you really, really want. Again, here's one that went for 15 plus 5. So this one went for 20. It's plain. It's ugly. This one went for 20. Kind of plain ugly. This one went for 20. This was somebody just kind of selling off what they had, it looks like. But you can see this one was up for 34 all in. This one was up for 50 all in. This was more of like a the button up kind of like more silky ones that they sell. Not a fan of these ones too much. I'm more of the short sleeves. I'm more of the long sleeve flip cuffs. So this one was up for 40 all in. Like I said, the average on most of these is going to be $25 to $35 after best offers, up to $40. But if you can find the crazy ones, you will get some good money for them. I mean, here again, $29. Here's one that sold for 35 with short sleeves. Look at that picture. Terrible pictures, right? 35, 36, but then we come down here. This short sleeve one was up for 86 and it got it or some kind of close to this. You can see this one was up for 80 and buy it now plus shipping. And if you scroll down and you find some of these crazy ones, I mean, you can see the crazier the prints, but even the regular ones, you can still get at least 20s up to $30. Here's a two-tone one. These two-tone contrasting ones, they generally do pretty well. Here again, 67. Here's one that was up for 43. Here's one that was up for 50 or 45 rather. And so you can see all this. And then let me show you guys really quickly so I can move on. If you go to the highest price first on these used, you can see really crazy designs, and if they're limited edition, add even more money. Crazy designs, $100. Limited edition crazy designs, hundreds of dollars. You can see these. I own several of these. Big tiger print went for $250 plus 8. I mean, you can see if you can find these, you can start learning to spot these from across the room, and you'll start spotting $100 plus shirts all day long on these when you see them. So add it to your list, and they're not that uncommon, especially if you live in Florida. That's where they're headquartered out of, at least it was. So down here in the South and Southeast Florida and Southwest Florida also, you can find a ton of these. So Robert Graham, add it to your list, number 1. Tommy Bahama button-down shirts. Now, these you're going to want to look for in the floral designs on them. If they are plain solid, you're going to see that they're not worth quite as much. The short sleeve ones do okay. The long sleeve ones sometimes can do better. You can see a long sleeve one here, but either one really works for these. Not so much like the Robert Grahams where the short sleeves aren't as great. The short sleeves do have their own market and their own value because a lot of these are casual. Robert Graham is more like dressy, go out, and Tommy Bahama is more casual, everyday wear around, to the waterfront restaurant, overlooking the water, to the cafe, whatever. So they're more casual, Florida wear type stuff. So generally, the ones with floral, if they're at least a large or bigger, you will get 20, if not 25 to 30. You can see this one sold for 38 because it had the nice palm trees on it. As we scroll down, the nice palm fronds. So you're looking for that. Anything solid is probably not going to do quite as well. The long sleeve solids in certain colors, 2X, that's probably why that one did well. But if we keep scrolling here, you've got this one is like a Las Vegas print with Tommy Bahama, which is very cool. They had that one up for like $38, $39 all in, so they took an offer on it. Here's what I'm talking about. This has got a big graphic on the back of it. You can see it's got the fish holding the martini glass there. It says Big Daddy, chairman of the board, chairman of the board shirt. It's short sleeve. It's got a nice graphic on the back of it. Instantly up for $48. Looks like they got full price for that one. It's possible they took an offer, but that's what you're looking for. Again, these Hawaiian floral shirt designs, $25. This one's surprising. It only got 22 with the Hawaiian girl on it, but still over 20. Here again, you had up for 22 with the best offer. This one's a little weird, so 15, 16. But as you search through these, you will consistently find $25 offers, $25, nice color. This one was up for 41 and change with the best offer it took, 28. So you can see the majority of these shirts, you can count on them selling for pretty close to $20, some of them 25 to 30. So when you're buying these, you want to keep that in mind. You're trying to pay between $3 and $5 for these shirts. If you can pick them up, if you're paying $5 and you're selling it for 25, you know that that's 20 profit. You got a $4 label, that's 16, and you got a couple dollars in fees. $3 leaves you $13 profit on a $5 spend. So that's what you're looking at if you can get $25 for it. So that just gives you kind of the idea of the profit margins you're looking to get. Again, $24. Don't know why that one went bad. $19, $20 for this one all in, 25 bid plus 8 shipping. So you can see that you can get upwards of 30 for some of these. So keep an eye out for these Tommy Bahamas. If they are plain Jane ones and they're solids and you're picking them up for $1 or $2, I would still recommend selling them and stocking them in your store. I wouldn't pay more than like $3 for the solid ones, and if you can, 5 or 6 for any of these floral ones. Okay, number 3 is going to be Vineyard Vines. So they've got all kinds of shirts. They've got button-down and dress shirts. They've got casual. They've got polo. Generally, most of their items do really well. And I forgot on the first 2 to show you guys, but I'll show you here. We're also looking for sell-through rates on these items, not just sale prices. So you can see over 13,000 have sold in 90 days. That's over 150 units a day, so that's pretty good. And there's only 27,000 listed. So there's been 40,000 total listed. A mistake a lot of people make is just going off this, but there's 27,000 currently active and 13,000 have sold, which means 40,000 of these shirts have been listed, used ones, and over 13,000 sold of them. So about 33%, a third of every Vineyard Vines shirt listed has sold, and every day 150 of them are selling out of the 27,000 that are active. So per day, that's about 0.005. So you multiply that by 30, and it's about 16% a month are actually selling. So it's actually moving up and doing much better this month than last month. So here you go. A lot of $30 shirts, a lot of $15 and shipping, $20 in shipping, a lot that will definitely go for 20 plus. Generally speaking, 15 is the lowest I ever get on a Vineyard Vines shirt, but I get 20 on almost every one that I sell. Even like these t-shirts, this one went for $30. If it's got a graphic on it, you can almost always get $30. Again, the plain ones, $17, $18. You're not going to do quite as well for just the plains. This one did 33. This one at 20, this one at 16. I usually expect 18 to 20 on the plain ones, but as soon as I get into selling stuff that has like designs and different logos and, you know, like these button downs, I can expect $20 to $25. The days of these selling for 40 or over, they're not worth 40. But again, you can see the graphics. If you can learn what that whale looks like, look, this one sold for 30 plus 10, so it's $40, just short of $40. You look at it, and here's the graphic, the Vineyard Vines, Happy Halloween. That's probably why it's sold good. But any of the design ones with the logo just tend to do much, much better. Even this looking faded one went for $27. They might have took a best offer a little less, but still a great price for that. Again, little designs on it, $26 and change. This one actually got 13, and it's pretty faded, pretty bad pictures, pretty everything. Still got 13. Same with this one. But again, look for the different styles and different types and start learning which ones you can guarantee yourself to get the 25, 30, and which ones are going to get you the 15s, and you'll learn a lot better. A lot of people do the lots. They lot them up and do pretty well on them. I never really did that. But, you know, if you can learn to do that, great. That's even better yet. But, you know, a lot of performance polos here, they sold for $77. So that's, you know, almost what, like 38 and a half bucks, 39 bucks a piece. So pretty good there. A lot of 6 t-shirts, they sold for almost 80 bucks. So, I mean, that's another, you know, what, $12, $13. So pretty good there. And you lot them up, you save money on the fees and shipping. So there's lots of ways to do it. And Vineyard Vines, a brand you definitely want to keep an eye out. I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, ProEcommercelister, your one-stop shop for listing services. Simply take photos of your inventory, upload them into our system in our mobile app or website, and we do the rest. Titles, descriptions, conditions, item specifics, return times, handling times, and shipping policies. You simply price your item and make them live on the platform. Contact ProEcommercelister below at www.proecommercelister.com or email us at proecommercelister@gmail.com for full instructions and pricing. And thank ProEcommercelister for being a sponsor of the Rockstarflipper YouTube channel. Throw a couple of brands of jeans in here, so I'm going to do all 3 of them right now. This will be item number, for the fact of this, it's going to be item numbers 4, 5, and 6. Right here is Levi Jeans, the quintessential. Everybody wears Levi's. I've got them sorted by the highest first, which is crazy. Look, somebody sold this for $5,300. An antique 1870s, 1880s denim scrap. Like, they sold scrap jeans, vintage 1950s for $5,000. If you can learn what the vintage ones are, man, you're in business. Look at these Levi's 505. They're probably not real, but these vintage 502 biggies, 7,500. I mean, there's so many pairs. These are 60s. It's so much selling, but let's just go to the recent ones. And you can come down here and select pre-owned. There's 130,000 pair in used or in sold. There's almost 90,000 pre-owned Levi's jeans that have sold. And if you divide that out, it's obviously almost 1,000 pairs a day that sell. These can go anywhere from the mid 20s upwards of 30s and 40s. The jean jackets can do okay. Just make sure that you are aware that these cost $8.30 to ship if you do padded flat rates. If you have $3 or $4 in fees, you're going to be at about $11, $12. If you're paying $5 for them, which is a fair price to pay, that's $17 as a break even. If I'm going to be spending $5 on a pair of jeans and I'm going to be spending a few dollars on fees and $8 on shipping and I'm going to be out of pocket $17, you can't sell them for $20 and make $3. It doesn't make sense. You got to sell them for all in $25 or more. That will make you $8. Really, they need to be worth $30 or more. That way you can make 13 or more on a pair of jeans. So you're definitely looking for the ones, the styles, the brands, the size combinations that will net you $30. And it's really easy. What you can do is you can come over here and you can click the ones that are over 35 bucks and you can start learning like what jeans are over $35. And it's a lot of the vintage ones, right? And I have this sorted by recently. So a lot of vintage early 90s, a lot of, Levi 511 slim fits. These went for 36 plus 27. They came from the United Kingdom. So one thing I do with that, I should have taught you guys this as well, is US only. So we see what's in the US. And you guys can see, again, a lot of vintage, a lot of vintage, a lot of vintage, tons of vintage, everybody into vintage. 1997, 90s Levi orange tab, sold for $69. So you got to search through those Levi's sections of the thrift store and just try to keep an eye on what is there and what you can get. everybody using the word vintage, but here's a Levi 501 vintage 90s, you know, $100 pair of jeans, just all kinds of stuff you can find. So keep an eye out. I mean, here's some red ones that sold for 55 with the best offer. Levi's always good. Second set that you want to look at, some people will frown on these, but it is still very popular. They're expensive jeans. They're always going to be expensive. So I've just gone ahead and sorted these by pre-owned, 3,100 pairs. Men's True Religion. If you know how to authenticate them, this would be number 5, and you know what to get for them. These can be worth anywhere from $60 to $70 to $80 on up. Some of them rare ones over $100. They're not worth what they used to be worth. Back in the day, you used to be able to get $100 for a used pair. Now you're looking at 50 or less, but a lot of 40s, a lot of 50s, a lot of 60s. So if you can find them out in the thrift store, you can find them somewhere for 10 bucks, 20 bucks, worth picking up, but make sure you know how to authenticate them. Please don't get yourself in trouble by selling fake pair. And that goes for the next ones. These are some of my favorite jeans, silver men's jeans. I probably own 20 pairs of these. And these are expensive. Generally, brand new, they're over $100, $150. If you can get them at Men's Warehouse or some of the stores on sale for 70, 80, 90 bucks brand new, people are still willing to pay $40 or $50 for these. In the used section, which you can see here, 45 plus 8. This was up for 46. This one was up for 58, 43. They're generally right around $40 to $50 a pair. So they're worth picking up at, you know, $5 to $10 a pair. You can pick them up and make some good money. So 4, 5, and 6, you got Levi's, you got True Religion, and you've got silver men's jeans, all worth grabbing. So let's move on to number 7. It's probably not as well known. A lot of people don't know about this brand, but it is good. It's Peter Millar. He makes comfort stretch polos. Very nice, high end. A lot of wealthy people at country clubs seem to wear this brand. It's just well worn. When I go to like exotic car rallies, I see so much Tommy Bahama and Peter Millar. It's crazy. But these are because they're like $100 polos, brand new. So here's some used ones. This one was up for 50, you know, 50 what, $4. This one was up for 49, almost 50 bucks. A set of 2 for 109. A lot of his polos are over $40 to $50. If you can get the right ones, 105, 45, 46. This one was up for 50. Absolutely, this is a brand you 100% want to be looking for. They throw them up in a thrift store for $4.99, $5.99. Bam, you grab it, you put it up for $60, $70. It sells. Huge profits on Peter Millar. Always a brand. Screenshot this one. It is a great, great brand. Some of his shirts, if they have Augusta National on them, this is a $160 sale. It's got that yellow Masters on it. Rarely will you find this, but I have sold one before. Anything with the Masters on it, worth a lot. Even with golf clubs, like Spanish Oaks Golf Club, $46. This one sold for $60. Peter Millar, 100% something you want to be grabbing anytime you see it for under $10. This one has a UGA, University of Georgia Bulldogs. This one went for $67 and change. Look at these prices. Absolutely amazing. These are all used and sold in the last couple of days. To leave off a lot of designer brands because people don't find them that often, at least legitimate, like authentic, or not at prices that are good. But this is one of my favorite brands, and it's pretty easy to find, like their Burberry Brit collared shirts and things like that. If you go to pre-owned, there's 2,600 of them. Usually these can be $50, $60, $70 shirts. Burberry, not as expensive as it used to be, but still really good. The Nova check ones, like these plaid check looking ones, still over $100. Some of the black plaid ones can be $60, $70. Here's the Brit men's check one. This one sold for $150. So anything you see with this that's legitimate Burberry, even the regular polos with Burberry embroidered on them are still worth $40s, $50. You know, again, the plaids, the button downs, the long sleeve shirts, all great. $150. Don't know why this one didn't sell that good. It only sold for $56. I would have thought this one was worth probably closer to $100, but it happens. But yeah, as long as you know how to authenticate it, you can always leave the designer ones like Armani, which Versace, Gucci, which I didn't put on here. I just put Burberry because it's my favorite. It's usually one of the ones you see the most of and pretty identifiable. So Burberry shirts, definitely one you want to keep on your list. A lot of people have heard of. It's Ermenegildo Zegna. A lot of people just call it Zegna or EZ. I love these shirts. I think they look really good. I think they're super nice quality. They last a long time. They're designer. They're definitely $100 plus, $200 plus shirts. Their polos even sell for $40, $45 on the resale market, upwards of $50. Their button downs. You'll never find a lot of their used shirts under $40 or $50. So I spot these at thrift stores all the time for like the $5, $6 range. So always something you can get 40 or more for. So definitely keep an eye out. As you can see, as I'm scrolling down all in, you don't see anything really under 40, maybe one here and there. 43, 43, 65, 56, 105. Like absolutely worth paying at least $5, if not 10 for some of these. So you got a lot of room to move on Ermenegildo's Zegna shirts, and they're easy to identify. They're not really that faked. I've seen one or two fakes, but really not that much. Somebody even listed this lot of 3, but they mixed a Brioni and still got 85 for it. So still got almost $30 a shirt in a lot. So definitely keep an eye out for that brand for sure. Brands you don't hear a lot about, but if you know what they are, if you know, you know, and it's CC Filson, and they make a lot of plaid and flannel and outdoor and type camping, fishing, you know, just outdoorsy type shirts. And this is another one where you will hardly find a shirt under $40. So, and they're pretty common, even down here in Florida. You'll find them more up north, I feel like, in like Minnesota and Illinois and places, you know, out west that might have wilderness and stuff. Colorado sounds right, Nebraska maybe, but New England states, not much in Florida, but we still see them. So they're pretty common, you know, even here, fairly common, but up there they should be more common. And again, $43, $44, 67 there. This is like the cheapest one, 36. You got a over $85 shirt here for this Alaskan Guide shirt. This is a little jacket, but you can see some more of their wool flannel shirts, $115. 65. Again, you won't find much of anything under 40. This one was 50 all in, 45 all in. Very, very rarely do you find anything under 40 or $50 for CC Filson. They just sell really, really good. This one was 47. This one was 57, 175. This one was listed at 43, 44 all in. A lot of these shirts, though, are definitely worth $50, $60, $70. And I didn't sort these actually by used, but you'll still see the used shirts still in the 50s, 60s, 100s, 60s, 55, 200 for this safari style jacket with best offer, 45. You will always get 40s, 50s, 60s for these shirts, used flannels, plaids, whatever it is. So CC Filson, add that to your list. CC Filson. Make sure you put CC Filson. Some people just search for Filson, but a lot of people search for CC, and it will help your search results. Carhartt is a brand that I've not sold a lot of, but I did buy a huge bulk purchase that had like 50 of these shirts in it, and I was able to sell them in bulk, and the person paid like $5 a piece to me in bulk because they were going to flip them for $30. I paid $1 a piece for them in wholesale, so you know I made $4 a piece. I made $200. I sold the whole box, and it was gone in a day. I should have listed them. In hindsight, I literally had like 50 shirts that I could have sold for like $2,000, and I sold them for $200 or $300 or whatever I got for them. And hindsight, should have kept them, but that was about the point that I was done with clothing. So somebody got a good deal on it. It's fine. It is what it is. But as you scroll down, you can see a lot of $40 and $50 long sleeve shirts. Even their tank tops pretty good. Their t-shirts even do fairly well. I mean, here's somebody that sold 4 of their work shirts for 45, 55, 60, best offer 50. So maybe like $13 a piece. It's really not that bad. But definitely the long sleeve ones you want to look at. Here's a lot of 4 of their work shirts, again, $68. So you're talking about what, 17 a piece on those. You're talking about, you know, some of these long sleeve ones doing $55. Some of their shirts can do really, really well. Look up the particular one you're looking at. I mean, here's a regular t-shirt pre-owned, $50. Oh, they got a lot of 5, so $10 a piece. But here I thought that was a little high. I was like 50 for the t-shirt. That's weird. But a lot of their button downs are definitely worth $40, $50. A lot of 3 here for $51. So again, another $16, $17 for those. They just run of the mill, not really that common, but they are kind of common. You see them on and off here and there, but it's something bread and butter that you can pay $5 and sell for $30, $40. So Carhartt, one to look at. They also make other stuff. They make jackets and pants and stuff. So keep an eye out for anything on that brand. Not going to make you a millionaire or get you rich, but they sell, and they sell quick. 16,000 shirts of Columbia sell every single 90-day count, which is 177 a day. There's probably more than that between new and used. Several hundred Columbia shirts a day on eBay, plus whatever sells on Poshmark, etc. These are $15, $20 shirts. You need to pay a couple bucks for them. There's some of them like the Omni Shields that you might be able to get a little bit more for. You may be able to get 20, but if you scroll down all these used, generally speaking, this Texas A&M one did well. You're going to see $15 to $20 shirts all
day long. Here's a great one, $28, but it's a 2XL. It's plaid. It's a very nice shirt. It did well. It was presented well. Should have had a white background in my opinion, but well done. You see a lot of 11s, you see a lot of 15s and 20s and 16s and 18s. Just know that unless you're getting a special one like this Vinted 4XT that sold for $25, you're probably looking at a $15 to $20 shirt, and you need to pay a couple bucks for it. The reason I say that this is great is because they sell, they move. It's a brand everyone is constantly looking for. It's also a brand people are willing to buy and just kind of as a play shirt, and they'll buy them constantly, and they're quick to buy them, and they don't return them, and they're just gonna, you know, take them out fishing and do whatever they need to do, and that's just gonna be the end of it. Here's another one, you know, $40. This one sold for 18 and change, but just expect that you're going to get 15 to 20 for them, and that you need to pay $2 or $3, but you will sell. If you had a store with 1,000 items and 200 of them were Columbia shirts, you're going to sell a couple of Columbia shirts every single day. You're going to make, you know, $8 to $10, and you're going to keep on moving. This is a solid bread and butter item. You're not going to get rich, but if you see them for $3 or less, I would absolutely pick up Columbia shirts as much as you possibly can. It's Kuhl. It's pronounced like cool, like you're a cool guy. It's German, I believe. Someone fact check me on this, but a lot of their shirts, their khaki and camping and hiking shirts, outdoor shirts, are always worth 30 plus. Here's one that was listed at like 29. Here's one that was at 34. This is a great brand. Here's one at 26. Different on the flannels. Really, I see it more of like this type of stuff and this type of stuff that's 30 and over. But I see this brand pretty often, and for being in Florida where we don't have, we have fishing and water sports and not really mountains and forest, it's the fact that you see it here means that you'll see it elsewhere probably more often. And a lot of their shirts will be at least $25, if not $30. You see a ton of 30s over and over and over again on these brands. So you can definitely price them at that. And even if you take best offers at 25, you're good to pay up to $5 on these shirts. Look, somebody sold one with a hole in it for 17. So if you can find them, great. Maybe somebody from up north moves down here and sells them at a yard sale. You pick up 5 or 6 shirts. You won't find a ton of these. There isn't a huge amount of them. 3,700 sold used ones is okay. I mean, you can do the math at 90 days. 3,700 divided by 90 comes out to like 41, 42 a day, something like that. So just something to keep an eye out. You know, I'm trying to target items that are 30 or higher because people want to try to make that average sale price. You know, a lot of people have $18 and $20 average sale prices, and they're trying to push it to that $25, $30, which is a great target range if you can get close to $30 or up, or even 40. So that's another great brand to do it with. Okay, I'm going to preface the last two, number 14 and number 15, with this. Patagonia and the North Face. Patagonia first, here's number 14. Great brand. They sell solidly as used. I would not recommend selling them brand new with the tags, as they are very litigious about protecting their brand. They provide a lot of warranty and replacement stuff on brand new things. Certain things with zippers, they'll replace lifetime. And if you list it as brand new, they will claim that you can't provide the same warranty, which obviously you can't. And that means you are materially selling the item different from what they are. And materially selling a different item means you are violating their trademark, even though it's an authentic item. I have seen Patagonia and the North Face send out many letters to many sellers about brand new items. I have not seen them send one out for used. That doesn't mean they won't. It doesn't mean they can't, but I haven't seen it. They only appear, in my opinion, to protect their brand new ones. So Patagonia, let's take a look at Patagonia. Their t-shirts are kind of run of the mill, but if you can find their plaids and their buttoned up, you can target $20 to $25, which you can see over and over again or higher. On the button-down shirts. Again, here's $24. Again, here was one for $27. Here was one for $24 and change. I don't know what's up with that one, but here's one that was up for $35. Here's one that was up for $23. Here's one, you know, t-shirt. You can see the t-shirt's about $15 to $20. If they've got the big graphic on it, you can generally get $20, $25 out of it. I don't know what the deal with that one. It's a $19.99 vintage one, that's why. But again, a $33 90s vintage button blue one. You can see the long sleeve one, $31. But again, here we go at $19 for the plaid. Here we go. It's another one, $17, $18. You're definitely looking $18 to $20. Good graphics on this one. So look for the t-shirts with the big graphics. Look for the button downs. Look for anything with this sort of thing. Anything that pops out at you. This one was an orange one that just randomly sold for 46 with the best offer. Don't know why. Here's one that they had up for a bid. 10 plus 5 was 15. Kind of failed. They should have stuck with the buy it now. Again, another graphic. They had it for 23 and change. Here's one that went for 30 plus 10. Pataloa, Hawaii, Patagonia, Pataloa. So kind of a different one, but anything you can find, definitely worth 20, 25 bucks if you can get these plaids, these buttons up to $30. So Patagonia is a solid brand and it sells really, really quickly. So keep an eye out for Patagonia. And then number 15 is the North Face. You're going to get the same story on the North Face. Graphic shirts, 15 to 20. The big graphics could be 18, 19, $20. North Face doesn't do too much in the way of plaid. You won't see as much of them. You'll get more money for their bigger graphic shirts generally than you would expect to get for their button downs like everything else. So North Face, I always look for the crazy graphics more so than I do like other brands in the plaids. So if you scroll down, North Face, Gucci, they did do a Gucci collaboration. But if we scroll down here, here's some North Face Gucci as well. North Face and Supreme, I didn't know they did one, but I assume that they do. They always do like these sort of collabs with these bigger luxury designer things. But their t-shirts and their graphics seem to do pretty well. Some of their plaids will be okay, but I'm always looking for the North Face with like big something like this one, something like again, these are plaids, but I just never do good with their plaids. I always do good with their t-shirts. Their big sweaters sometimes can be $40, $50. And again, I messed up and didn't sort this by US only. But when you sort it by US only, you can also do the prices like over 18, over 20, over 30 as you kind of slide through these. Here's a vintage North Face shirt. This one sold for $69 with Mountain Kilimanjaro on it. You can just cycle through this. North Face probably in lots is really good. Some of their, their fleece, like this one, like this fleece pullover is $37. So you pick it up for $5. So lots of options in the North Face and Patagonia, but same warning, do not sell these brand new with tags. I don't recommend it. You run a risk of North Face or Patagonia sending you a letter that you don't want to get. And that's where you'll get in big, big trouble. So don't do it. Just sell them used. Otherwise, I'm sure there's a lot of people that sell them new. There's probably a bunch of them up that are new. They didn't get caught. Patagonia didn't mess with them. North Face didn't mess with them. But that doesn't mean it's okay. It doesn't mean they allow it. It just means they don't have enough manpower to hammer everybody. So keep that in mind in the back of your head when you're out there sourcing Patagonia and North Face. If you find them brand new, and you are intent on buying them and stocking them, I wouldn't sell them on eBay or Poshmark where they're out there to the masses. I would find somewhere else more discreet to sell them so you don't get yourself in hot water. All right, so I hope that helped everybody out. If you need to learn some men's brands, that'll get you off and running, get you started. If you don't know men's brands, if you've ever been against selling men's brands, definitely there's tons of other brands I didn't touch on, like Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, Reebok, all the athletic wear brands are bread and butter type brands. There's tons of other jeans you can look at. There's 7 for All Mankind, and there's all kinds, Lucky Brand, there's Guess, there's all sorts of stuff that you can search for and start stocking. But I gave you some really good brands to get started with there, 15 of them. And hopefully you learned some more. I have some other videos about it. You can look up Rockstarflipper Best Clothing Brands on YouTube. You'll come across some other videos. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, as always, check below. And if you'd like us to take all of your inventory and make it all live and active for you, please consider using my listing service, ProEcommercelister, where you upload your photos to us and we make your drafts and listings for you on eBay, Poshmark, and Etsy. We would love to have you on board. I'll give you a sale if you're a new customer. Make sure you email me, rockstarflipper@gmail.com, or you can leave me a comment down below and I'll get in touch with you. Thank you guys, as always. I appreciate it. Smash that like button. You know the routine. Hit that like button. It helps the algorithm, helps me out, and subscribe to the channel as I push to get to 150,000 subscribers here on this YouTube channel, The Rockstar Flipper. Thank you guys, and I'll see you again tomorrow before the hurricane.